A lot of people, if you look around you, they live in comfort. They're addicted to comfort, and they're scared of discomfort, when really the big things come from being uncomfortable. So just recognize that if you take the time to explain because you're trying to justify your goals to people who refuse to understand them, it's going to drain you of the energy that you need to actually accomplish those goals. What's going on, guys? I'm back. This is maybe my 5th or 6th video on the channel. Today's just going to be a quick one, something I'm just feeling inspired to talk about a little bit. Listen, on this channel, the idea is you're probably somebody who wants to do something crazy with their life. That's the goal, right? And you're looking to find ways to have as much energy, as much motivation, as much discipline as possible to get those goals accomplished. One pitfall I fell into, and something that I wish I knew beforehand, was that not everyone's going to understand your goals. Not everyone's going to understand your dreams, and not everyone's born with that same motivation. You know, sorry to get a little bit deep and a little bit kind of philosophical with you, but if you guys have read Plato's Republic, something I highly recommend every young man reads on his path to growth, you'll learn that he believes that some people are made of bronze, some people are made of silver, some people are made of gold. And essentially what he's saying here is not everyone is born gold. Not everyone is born looking for those massive missions, you know. Some people are looking to really change the world, and some people are just looking to be a part of it. This video is basically explaining to you not everyone's going to understand it. So I'll tell you a little bit about what I do and what I recommend you guys do in order to cultivate some discipline and cultivate some kind of energy within you in order to create the space in you that you need in order to create big things, right? Basically what I do is I take New Year's resolutions very seriously. Now for a lot of people it's a meme or a joke. You know, there's a joke at the gym, you know, the New Year's resolutioners, they show up for the first maybe 10, 15 days of January, if that. Then they disappear and they go back to eating their fucking cheesies and sitting on the couch, fapping and playing World of Warcraft or whatever. I take New Year's resolutions very, very seriously. What I do is I understand that when New Year's rolls around, it's an opportunity for me to let go of a vice or me to let go of something that's holding me back, let go of that thing and leave space for whatever I want to create to actually have the opportunity to flourish. So for example, if I know that I want to, you know, put on some muscle this year or lose some fat or whatever it may be, in my case, it was really studying a language. I wanted to bring kind of my mental to the next level by being able to have more than just 1 or 2 languages under my belt. I wanted to learn a 3rd language, and that was my goal. And in order to do that, I needed to create the space for that. And so what I did was I said, I'm going to take the thing that distracts me the most. What do I do with my free time the most? And I'm just going to completely eradicate it for a year. And I knew it would be hard. I knew it would be very difficult, but what I chose was video games. I enjoyed playing video games. My best friend and I, we played a lot of video games, and I enjoy keeping in touch with other people. Some of my other friends through video games, through online games. I've played a lot of the big ones. But what I decided was I was going to quit cold turkey. I was going to get rid of all video games from my life for 365 days. And to be completely transparent with you, I knew this was going to work because what I did the year prior was I cut marijuana out of my life for 365 days. Now, I wasn't an avid marijuana smoker. I'd go through phases where I enjoyed it and I'd convince myself that it helped me with creativity or de-stressing like everybody else does. But the truth is that these things, marijuana, video games, porn, whatever it is, they're comfortable. And a lot of people, if you look around you, they live in comfort. They're addicted to comfort, and they're scared of discomfort, when really the big things come from being uncomfortable. You know, pushing yourself, going to the gym, lifting a heavy bar, like that's not comfortable, but that's what causes growth. Anyway, I digress. When you take these big goals, like you want to start a business and you really want to start a business, you know, you're sick of watching courses and free YouTube pages on learning how to drop ship or learning how to do affiliate marketing or start your own, become a millionaire in 60 days or whatever it is. You're sick of all that shit and you're ready to actually get down to business. You know, you need to cut the things that are stealing your time. And for me, that was video games this year. And so I cut that out. What I've noticed is that my goal, so specifically language learning, my goal became way more attainable. I was seeing real progress because the time I was putting into video games, I was now putting into studying, or I was putting into other things that I knew were more productive, my other priorities, like my fitness or my business. The point of this video is to explain to you, I know it's taken me a while to get there, but the point of this video is to explain to you that not everyone's gonna understand your goals. You know, it's a fool's errand to explain to people what your goal is if you know you're trying to convince them that it's valuable. That's the important thing. You can explain it to them, but if you have to convince them that it's valuable, it's not worth it. Because, like I said, some people are bronze, some people are born made of silver, some people are born made of gold. And don't get me wrong, the gold people will understand you. And some of the silvers will even understand you, even though they may be intimidated by your goals. But this page, this YouTube channel, this is for people who want to strive to be gold. Even if they believe they may be made out of bronze or silver, they're people who are desperate to become gold. And then they'll find that those people that see that through, push to be gold no matter what, they'll find out that they were made of gold all along. And excuse the metaphor, but I think it's a very, very powerful metaphor from one of the smartest men to ever live. So I just want to repeat myself. It's a fool's errand to try and convince people who do not see your goal that it's a valuable one, because you'll be burning too much energy trying to convince them why it's valuable. You know, like I've done things where I've, given up certain foods, in fact, most foods for a year, and people thought I was crazy. And you know what? I probably am. But my goals are crazy too. And so recognize that your initial goal, your initial objective of getting rid of whatever was holding you back, maybe it's video games, maybe it's some hobby that just doesn't serve you anymore. Recognize that your initial objective in getting rid of that was to free up more time to allow yourself to cultivate the energy and the atmosphere needed to actually execute on these big goals that'll leave a dent in the universe. If you're explaining to people why you're doing this, and you're explaining to them not because they're curious, but because you're trying to convince them that it's valuable, then you'll realize that you're just bringing yourself down. When someone says, oh, that's a stupid goal, why would you do that? Or who cares, that's not important. When someone says that, and they will say that, remember that you have a calling of someone made of gold. Not that I'm a religious man myself, but Jesus, I believe it's Jesus, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please, but he says, cast not your pearls before swine. That's not to imply that anybody is swine, obviously, but the saying is, don't waste your valuable energy, your valuable resources, explaining this thing that motivates you from the core. Don't waste your energy explaining it to people who prioritize slop. What do pigs do? They want to eat slop. They want to eat out of a trough. Giving them pearls would be a waste. So recognize that if you want to truly achieve greatness, you need to recognize that people will not always understand you. And explaining to them is okay, but not if you're trying to convince them that it's valuable. It's a valuable thing if that's the mission that you've decided to set out on. You determine value, not them. You determine what's valuable, not them. Now, there are, of course, certain objective standards of value, but recognize that the goal that you're on, they may not understand, and you'd be better off finding people who share similar goals, and there are people out there. That's what this whole community, this YouTube page is for. You'd be better off sharing your information and your time and your energy with those people, because you can mutually reinforce each other's motivation and discipline. Again, that's what this page is for. So just recognize that if you take the time to explain because you're trying to justify your goals to people who refuse to understand them, it's going to drain you of the energy that you need to actually accomplish those goals. So anyway, I'm going to leave you guys there. Please like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. Again, I'll be making more and more videos, and if you guys have any requests for any kinds of videos you guys would like to see, always let me know in the comment section. I'd be more than happy to do anything like that. Thank you so much for taking the time to watching. And again, my main goal is to create a community of men, young men, older men, who are just seeking to thrive and leave a dent in this universe. There aren't enough communities that are genuinely intent on doing that. And I want to be able to give you the resource I wish I had when I was younger, even though I'm only 27. My goal is to create a community that can really help each other thrive. Remember, what you can become, you must become. I'll see you next time.